Now, winter has arrived in Iraq, turning the streets of Mosul into mud. But hundreds of people are still on the move, trying to escape the fighting. The United Nations says 35,000 children have fled the city with their families since the battle started. Well, TRT World correspondent Nicole Johnston has just returned from Mosul and joins us now live from Erbil in northern Iraq. Nicole, what's the situation like then in the city? What did you see? What did you witness?
Well, I've been going in and out of Mosul off and on for the last couple of months, and certainly what I saw on Wednesday were the most desperate scenes so far. And as you said, the reason for that is the start of winter here. There was driving rain. Later in the day, we saw hundreds and hundreds of people, old people, sick people, people in wheelbarrows being pushed along on the back of carts in mud up to their knees in some places, covered in mud. Dripping wet, trying to escape from the city, trying to get out of neighbourhoods like Adan and reach Gocelli, and from there make it to the camps. People looked absolutely distraught and desperate. Many of them said that they hadn't had food and water for days, that there's no electricity in their neighbourhoods at all, and really there was no one there to help them. In a few cases we saw the Iraqi army there, but they're overwhelmed. Their job is to try and fight Daesh. They're doing what they can for the civilians, but really the suffering there was, very moving and quite incredible to see. The other really big problem that we noticed while we were in there was there's just no medical facilities, no medicine for anyone. There's only one civilian who occasionally goes into Mosul and tries to hand out medicine, but people there haven't had proper medical supplies for a couple of years. So we saw many people just really at the end of their tether in Mosul.
Obviously, Nicole, I presume the situation will improve once the fighting stops. You've spent some time with the Special Forces. How is the operation coming along?
It was an interesting day in some respects because, as I said, the weather was miserable. It was pouring with rain. It was very cloudy. And so the Iraqi forces didn't want to fight under those conditions. They're certainly not ideal conditions for them. But Daesh had a very different idea, and they were hitting them hard later in the afternoon. In the area that we were in, there was very heavy mortar fire, artillery fire, and the Iraqi forces were coming under very heavy battering. The commanders were sort of staying in their positions, not wanting to move forward at all. At this stage, for the last few days or week, they've been holding the neighbourhoods that they have in the eastern part of Mosul city. They haven't pushed forward. They're waiting for orders from Baghdad to do that, to actually start another push. But it's been a tough couple of weeks for the Iraqi forces. One of the things that was a real setback for them, they held a hospital, Al-Sama. They took control of that large facility from Daesh, and then in the night, Daesh attacked them and they were pushed back out. So it does seem to be that for the Iraqi forces, while they often hold the ground during the day, during the night they suffer counterattacks from Daesh, and that's often when they start to lose some of the territory that they had fought so hard to gain during the day. And it's still tough fighting. It's street by street, house to house. Snipers are positioned all over the city. So 2 months in, it still looks like there could be many weeks, if not months, to go inside Mosul.
OK, Nicole, thank you.